Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, welcome back to part 2 of our wonderful episode 4 of Cheeky Chatter podcast. If you're wondering why we have a part 2, there's a lot of stuff going on recently that we wanted to talk about that we didn't feel fit all into an episode 1 because we didn't want to bore you guys to sleep. We decided to break it into 2. Why the hell not? Once again, we are joined by the original part 4 guests, Thomas and Nicolina, our wonderful 2 lovebirds that have been providing us with entertainment. What, Nick? Please.
Nick.
You keep using that term, and I don't know.
What's wrong with the term?
Nicolina and Tom, are you guys okay with Clugger using that term?
I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a polite no, Clugger.
No, that's
I
not what
prefer
said.
star-crossed lovers.
Okay, I'm sorry. I should have been more aware. Thank you for your input, Nick, on their relationship. Because I'm sure you're very much versed in their relationship.
Next week we will be discussing Nick's relationship.
I have
Or
zero
lack thereof.
Thank you, Clugger.
He's got a little less than a relationship, but some might say a little more.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, everyone else listening does. So, let us continue.
All right. I want to start sports off by talking about, one of the greatest athletes to ever live. Joey freaking Chestnut. Honestly, I mean...
That's my dad, I wish.
75 hot dogs in 10 minutes?
Come on. That's not fair.
7.5 hot dogs a minute?
You know how many the second place dude had?
34.
42. No, 42.
Give everyone else a chance, man.
The only person Joey Chestnut's competing against is himself. I mean,
is he even big, or isn't he
No, he's not. No, he looks like a normal guy. I mean, he probably has a dad bod or something, but 21,000 calories in those hot dogs that he ate.
I hear dad bods are in right now, so.
But imagine eating 75 hot dogs in the span of 10 minutes.
I can't even imagine eating 10 in 10 minutes.
I can't.
So 75. That's.
That's not for me.
Yeah, it's definitely something.
I love hot dogs, but not as much as this man. Nathan's. How much money have they lost off this dude? I wonder how much the total cost of hot dogs this man's eaten in his life.
I don't know. They probably make it back in all the sponsorships, and I mean, they usually. Because it's televised on ESPN.
Yeah, right. It's the only sporting event of the year. Only good one, that is.
Yeah.
The Premier League's been back up and running. Newcastle in form, so I'm excited per usual.
I won't talk about Liverpool.
You guys got destroyed this week. Let's talk about this. Not Newcastle. Liverpool is trash, and they're not going to beat their point record because they got walloped by Man City. Should have been 5-0.
Wait. Okay, but
hold on. I actually watched this game.
Would you like to tell me what happened to City the other day against Southampton?
I'm not a City fan. I'm just an anti-Liverpool
I'm just
fan.
saying that.
So I'm going to keep talking about how they're not going to break their point record. And it was
what are you talking about? They're still on pace for 104 points.
They're not getting 104 points. Are you kidding me?
Of course they are.
Not winning all.
They're playing against Brighton this week.
Okay.
They have Brighton, Arsenal, Chelsea.
You're losing to Chelsea. You're tying to Arsenal.
I'm not dropping points against Arsenal.
Yes,
yeah,
you are.
If you think you're beating Chelsea, you're dead wrong.
Nah, Clugger, you got my back here, right?
Lucas.
I have no idea.
You're an Arsenal fan. You remember?
Go Arsenal.
You see? Arsenal's going to win with the power of club.
Who's Arsenal?
Break.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Is it like the gun storage?
They're going to have more points
Arsenal?
than the Centurions.
All right, Tyler, if you watch that game against Aston Villa, they had no heart. They had no heart, Liverpool. They kind of stood around and
went
did
through
nothing.
The motions.
Yes, exactly. That was the most boring game I've seen in a while.
For 70 minutes, I mean, have you seen how many games Liverpool has won in the past 10 minutes of games? I mean, they won in the last 20 minutes of this game, but I mean...
Yeah, that's why I think they're overrated.
It takes heart
The only reason they're good is good chemistry, and that's about it. I think Mo Salah's way overrated. He had that season.
I'm not even gonna.
Bobby Firmino
I'm-
also
I will not-
overrated.
I will not talk
Mane's
about
good.
either of
Mane's
those.
good. Van Dijk's overrated. Robertson's
Okay, I'm-
good. Jordan Henderson's pretty good. Overrated. They're not winning the Champions League. Actually, they're out, aren't they?
They're already out, Nick.
Yep,
Bayern
that's
Munich's
what I thought.
winning-
They are out
Bayern Munich's
already.
Bayern Munich's winning the Champions League, and Robert Lewandowski is going to win the Ballon d'Or.
Does Crystal Palace have a chance in anything?
Uh,
I mean, they're still fighting for a top 5 spot.
Doesn't
Oh.
seem-
Not really, but kind of.
They're gonna win it all.
at least they're not fighting to not get relegated this year.
Yeah, I mean,
Um, speaking of relegation and promotion, Tommy, I wanted to talk about Derby County with you and Wayne Rooney.
Yeah,
So Tommy, you're a Wayne Rooney fan, aren't you?
of course.
And so, well, actually, I mean, I'm sure if you follow any ESPN account, you'll see that all the time they post this highlight of Matt Turner of the Revs just running Wayne Rooney over. And I mean, Tommy and I were at that game, and we don't understand why they play that clip so often, but I don't know. And so he got Wayne Rooney was with DC United in MLS, and then he went back to England to play for Derby County in the second division this year. And so when he went to Derby on January 1st, Derby was in 18th place. They had 27 points from 24 games, and they're 12 points from 6 places, which is the bottom promotion playoff spot. And since he arrived, they're now in 7th place. They have 61 points from 41 games, and they're only 3 points from a 6th place spot. And I mean, I don't like the teams that Wayne Rooney was on. I hate Everton. I hate United. But I mean, you got to respect them because they got 34 points from those 17 games, which is 7 more than their first 24 in 7 fewer games. And now they're fighting for a promotion spot.
What the fuck is a Wayne Rooney?
Wayne Rooney is
No
an
idea.
English soccer legend who is currently player managing this team. Their logo, I must say, they have a pretty cool logo.
I like Derby.
Is it Derby?
Derby County.
Yes, Derby.
Oh. Huh, interesting.
There are some opinions that the championship is more entertaining than the Premier League because like these people are actually like trying to get promoted. But that's like an argument that only people who have to root for people in the championship do.
But I mean, the
not-
championship it's more
Go.
exciting than some top flight leagues.
because it's close. That's the big difference. Is the
Mm.
championship is actually close compared to watching PSG like annihilate these minor French teams. Kind of gets boring after a while.
That's why they don't televise those games in the United States unless you pay for a
Exactly.
subscription, because no one actually cares. I want to move on to the other football and talk about Patrick
Oh my
Mahomes.
god.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, let's get into this. This is so. At first, I was calling the Chiefs crazy. I don't think anyone should be signing a 10-year deal. I don't like baseball deals. I
Wait,
don't
it's
like,
10 years. I haven't looked.
I'm sorry,
at
it's 12
contract.
years.
No,
It's-
no,
sorry,
no,
no,
wait,
here.
wait.
No, I thought it
No,
was
Can I
10
can I
years.
I
No,
have the details right here.
Okay.
So he has 2 years left on his rookie contract. This year, I believe, is like $600K, and then the year after is like 24 mil or something like that.
Yep. So basically, they're getting Patrick Mahomes for 12 years. I think it's what 480.
No, so we signed a 10-year extension, and it's valued at $503 million, and guaranteed $477 million, which is the largest contract in American sports history, which just beats Mike Trout's 12-year, $426 million contract.
Yeah.
But that's a baseball contract. Baseball
Right.
contracts are massive.
Yeah.
This is a baseball contract that Patrick Mahomes just got.
Yeah, 10 years for like NFL. That's
He's gonna like tear an ACL, and then they're gonna lose all their money because he's gonna retire.
No, so
like,
Yeah.
young.
they signed the Chiefs. That's what I was gonna say. They They were smart
They're-
with the contract, actually.
They have injury
It's-
clauses in there.
Yeah, no, it's a good contract. I've never been a huge fan of these crazy long-term contracts, but at the end of the day,
Especially not football.
Football.
I don't hate what the Chiefs did to lock up Mahomes.
They locked him up. I mean,
You know,
he's not
and
gonna- yeah. But like once he hits this contract extension, he's getting paid $50 million a year.
Yeah.
That's
On
so
average.
insane.
Some
That's
years
not-
And
he's
that's
going to get
just
not
the
that much.
contract. That's just
Not-
the contract.
nothing
not
about all of
endorsements.
his endorsements,
Oh,
like any
God, that
incentives in his
kid.
contract.
And
I mean, he's going to win a couple of
little
Super
older
Bowls
than
in that 10 years.
Don't
Yep.
think so.
I don't know, bro. He's already done like everything you can do, and
He's gonna get burnt out. He's gonna want to
he
move
just
on to
needs
rugby.
to keep doing it. I like him. to
We
be
already
honest.
talked about rugby in the last podcast.
Oh, my-
Honestly,
Don't wanna move
Australian
on.
football is more entertaining than American football.
Nick, you also
If
said the
anyone's ever seen
XFL is
that-
more entertaining than the NFL, so
No,
I think
yeah.
your opinion is a little bit invalid.
Watch an Australian football game, or I think that's what it's called. Let me just double check.
Oh, you don't even know what it's called?
Is
Must
it
be
called
really
rugby?
entertaining.
Basically, it's like a mixture of soccer and football, and they play it on a massive oval. Yeah, it's called Australian football, and it is just the thing looks nuts because like I don't know what the refs do in this, but it's just a bunch of grown dudes just bullying each other while trying to kick it through field goals. It is just very entertaining, so I highly recommend.
Interesting.
What do you think about like the Redskins and the Indians now, like looking to possibly change their names?
About time.
Yeah, I'm not one
I-
for like forcing everyone to change their name if it's slightly offensive, but the Redskins.
That's really
That's-
bad.
I'm surprised that they're still the Redskins.
I want to go to a
Um,
game before they change their name because I'm down there this year. That'd be interesting.
They're
Yeah.
still going to be the same team even after they change their name, though.
They are.
It's just going to be a lot less offensive, so I don't
It's
think
not
it matters.
offensive.
It's like a win-win for everyone, but you really can't speak to the fact, like if it's offensive or not, because you're not part of the minority group that it's offending. So you really can't assume you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Nick.
saw the
What
I
saw
hope
the
you
odds
heard
in
the
Vegas.
sarcasm in that it's not offensive, but okay.
I saw the odds in Vegas for like what they think their next name is going to be. Their highest odds is 3-1 for the Red Tails, but it's 500-1 to be named the Trumps.
Oh my god.
Who's wasting their money on that bet?
Yeah,
Wasting.
there's the presidents, so the Washington president.
The
That's
Trumps.
That's 5.
Where does Warriors lie on that?
Yeah, I heard Warriors.
I don't see wars. It's Red Tails, Generals, Presidents, Lincolns,
Dude, Warriors is
Veterans,
offensive.
Capitals.
No, wait,
Americans.
I wanna
Why
read
would
the
they
tweet
become
that
the
I put out.
Capitals? That's stupid. What are the hockey team, the football team gonna?
Well, it's spelled different though, so they'd both be the Washington Capitals.
Oh, but they're with an
Ah.
OL.
Yeah.
I want to read this tweet I put out this week. So yeah, when they first announced that they were going to be looking into changing their name, like Warriors was trending, and so I tweeted, if the Redskins change their name to the Warriors and don't do a complete rebrand of the logo to something similar to the Golden State Warriors, then our town better drop the petitions to change our logo because we are also the Warriors, and
In
we
our
have
logo.
yeah.
And anyone who wants to say differently, come fight me. Because it is a bunch of triangles shoved together to make a bigger triangle.
No, Nick,
just-
it
I
is a
feel like you
symbol of
can't-
hatred.
Yeah, I feel like you can't claim that it's fine because it's geometric because it's based off of like a headdress.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's-
it's not like a chieftain head.
Yeah, but it's
like
like
we used to
it's
have.
just triangles.
Exactly.
I know, but it ties
just
back to like
triangles,
it originates
bro.
from something
Bro, you
worse.
don't like triangles?
But
What's wrong with
You
that?
must have hated math class, bro.
you do realize the definition of warrior is like
No,
someone
see,
who like
My
fights for their
position,
freedom and
No,
all this
exactly.
other stuff.
my position is that I think we should keep the name Warrior because in my mind, like a warrior is anyone who a warrior could be like a cancer survivor. It could be someone who runs marathons. A warrior could be like a single mom, like just trying to survive. Like a warrior could be anybody. But I feel like it's the actual like logo that presents an image because that ties the name to like a Native American standpoint, and that's the issue.
All right, so
It's a fair enough opinion.
so what should the logo be then? So I heard
I
you
don't know
say
why the
Cancer
logo
survivor.
isn't just like the big M. Like that's what's on the football
Yeah, but
field.
that's
That's what's on a lot of the
pathetic. That
merch.
is so pathetic.
Yeah, it's
and
not
boring.
it's-
Like
yeah.
all these other towns are just M's and D's and G's and B's and W's. Like, no, I want something
Well,
like
Nick,
that I can
in
like.
your 3.5 hour drawing class in college, why don't you come up with a new logo?
I'm gonna be
Nick doesn't want to
focusing-
change the logo.
Yeah, I don't want to change the logo, so I don't see any motivation behind this.
I'm
It's got
kind of with
really
Nicolina
interesting.
on this one.
I
I
know.
see both sides to this, to be honest.
I see both sides, but being from here and living here for so long and like not wanting to change, I'm definitely like leaning.
Because the thing is, we also have that Native American history in our town.
Yeah, because
I mean,
like
I guess my standpoint is the fact that there's enough of an effort to want to change it by people means that it's something that seriously needs to be
Alright,
looked at
but the
and
person
don't
who's
considered.
know,
running it
'cause
didn't even go to our
I've seen
school, so that's
more-
what kind of like also doesn't really help the situation at all.
I understand. It's just, I think at least it's a good thing to be brought up and
I
talked
also
about.
just feel like it's probably like pretty problematic that it's like an all white town trying to speak on behalf of like Native American people. Like we don't know like what they're feeling, and we're trying to like
Yeah.
make these
I
decisions.
If you look
saw
at
on
Concerned
Facebook,
Citizens,
yeah,
there
there's
was
a
a
bunch of
lady who said
people-
she was
there's
half
a few
Native
people.
American and she supported it.
Okay,
but-
Elizabeth Warren.
But there were a few people who said that they have like Native American relatives and they've reached out to them, and they said that things like warriors and like there was a second one that they thought was like braves. They thought warriors and braves were totally fine because they don't refer to like Indian tribes. Like I think the logo, as both Clegger and Nicolina, as you both said, like why would we not change it if it even is the slightest bit offensive to any like Native American group? Like why would we not change it? Like there's no harm in changing it. But the name's 100% fine, and
I
Native
guess-
American groups have even said it.
I
Yeah.
feel like maybe I'd be more opposed to changing it if it was something that was used consistently, but where we are, it's not consistently being used everywhere and all the time. Like even a lot of the sports teams even go by like, whether it's Big Blue or anything like that.
Medball.
So I'm not necessarily, that's kind of my thought process of why it's not a huge
Well, I mean,
deal.
what do you think
know?
about the town over? They changed their name from the blank Rebels to the blank Fire. Like Rebels, that's not very like.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Plus, but I guess their old logo used to be like their town's colors, but as a Confederate flag, and so that's like kind of a yikes. But
Someone raised
feel like-
a very good point, actually. Someone that we know, about the town flag as well. Speaking of the town flag and the Native American representation, and how, what's the correlation between the two, and is that also something that needs to be changed, or?
Yeah.
But
it's
the
our
thing is,
history. You
it's
can't
It's
erase
there.
history.
Yeah, I also have
No,
that.
I understand. I just thought it was a very interesting point that he brought up to talk about that.
Do you want me to bring this back to sports?
And we are now back to sports.
All right. Yeah. So today I was looking at Twitter and I was looking at Jaylen Brown, and he was talking about how he was really skeptical at the beginning about how like safe it would be down in Orlando, and also he was like in that Kyrie Irving boat of people who were like, oh, this would be a distraction, because I mean, you've seen that Jaylen Brown was like leading protests.
Yeah.
He like drove all the way down to Atlanta to lead one, and so he said today that he was ready to use his platform now as an NBA player in Orlando, and he was like excited that he's now given this opportunity to, because he was doing it off the court, and now he's going to be able to do it on the court.
All right.
And so we did talk about that before.
Yes. And so before we have our two beautiful guests exit, some final thoughts for you two. Tommy, your yearbook quote for this year was Everton Premier League champs 2021. Would you like to say anything on that? Because that's kind of close.
Well, this is Carlo Ancelotti's team now. And for the last few years, we've been stuck with some dire managers and a terrible management group or transfer group with Steve Walsh in charge. Absolute garbage man. Even worse businessman. So now this is going to be Carlo's team to buy whatever players he wants. We have a great defense, some great attackers in Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Charleston. We just need some midfielders because right now that's a black hole. Gomez, Davies, Sigurdsson, Iwobi, they're just not cutting it. So I think we're going to win the league next year. At the very least, I think we'll come top 4. But
That's
Yeah,
a big.
especially
Do you
now
want to place money?
that's a-
I will place money on this bet. Like,
Yeah,
That we
top
come
4
top
next year
4?
will be
yes,
in
I
no
will.
particular order. Will be Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and United.
You're missing
my favorite.
Newcastle. We're getting all
What-
this new money.
what
Nah,
Nick-
Yo, where's
Everton,
Crystal
Chelsea.
Palace at?
no, we have 8. Tyler, I think
Relegated.
give Newcastle 8 years and we win the league. That's my
8
prediction.
years? Oh
I'll
my
give
God.
them 8 years and maybe they'll win the league once.
No,
But
we
Nick-
will win. The Saudi money
Nick-
is going to bring me to new heights.
Nick, have you heard of a club called FC Barcelona? They have so much money, but they can't buy the right players. They just buy
But we've had zero money. We've had minuscule because we have Steve Bruce, who's a clown, and I hope he leaves. Not Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce is okay. Mike Ashley. Mike Ashley is the what's it called? Mike Ashley is our owner who's done a terrible job. Everyone hates him. Like, just no one likes the dude. And the moment we get someone new, we'll have the money and the correct funding. If you didn't know, all 19 teams in the Premier League gave back their money to season ticket holders except for Newcastle because our owner is an idiot. But the moment we get money, we will be insane because we have St. Maxime, we bought Joe Allington, and there are a few other players who we got for steals like Dubrovka, and that's about it. And so, Tommy, any last words before you and your friendo Levo?
Thank you for that.
The friendo.
I think
Yes,
mine
you
was
are the
better.
Friendo. Friendo is
Um,
the correct word.
No, I think I've said all that I've had to say.
No
it's
extra
been-
marks.
Nah, it's just been my pleasure to be here on the Cheeky Chatter podcast with you gentlemen.
We hope you guys enjoyed the experience because it certainly is that an
It
experience.
is
Experience.
definitely an experience.
One for the better, at least I hope.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think you guys are just a fun group of people looking for something to do, and you all have a lot to say about a lot of things. So it's fun just chatting.
Are you
that
saying it's
makes
not
us
talking to
good?
us
I
like
didn't
we're
hear the word
preschoolers.
good.
that
at
makes
all
us
in
sound
there.
terrible.
Yeah.
That was not a good review.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll try again.
I'll try
It was-
again.
It was great to be here. You guys are super interesting group of people, and I enjoyed our cheeky chatter together.
But who's your favorite?
It's not me after some remarks I've made a few years ago.
Oh,
Yeah, when Nick told people that I smashed his garage door.
I
did
said you
not-
all in my garage, and I was referring to the time at the Revs game, but we're not going to get into that.
Oh, yeah.
beef.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a favorite.
I was really just kidding. And the correct answer would be Tommy in this case scenario.
But Tommy's
Right,
not.
yeah, right.
I mean, I'd hope the correct answer would be Tommy, or else you have some
I
explaining
think
to
I
it-
do.
guess
might
we'll
have
never
been-
know.
It should be Klugger, personally.
What, my favorite?
No. Okay.
Oh.
never mind.
I'm so confused. Why would I be anyone's favorite, Nick? Think about what you just said.
Klug, you're
Dude,
my favorite
Klugger.
streamer. So
Hey. Twitch.tv/CaptainRock32. Hey, if you bring it up, you bet your ass I'm about to plug myself.
goodbye, Tommy and Nicolina. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys for joining us. Pleasure as always.
Alrighty,
You
bye
are most
guys.
certainly
Good
welcome
luck.
back in the future.
Good luck.
I think she thinks
We
we're gonna
kind of
fail.
need it.
Yeah, no, she
We do need
definitely
it.
does not. She definitely does not like our podcast.
She
It's
definitely
fine.
hasn't
No,
listened
no,
to the
no,
other
no.
episodes.
Oh, we thought she was gone. I mean, I thought she was gone.
Nicolina, have you listened to the other episodes?
I listened to episode 1.
Better
Where you
question: would you
guys
be more
came up with the
interested in
name.
doing so afterwards?
Yes. Did this make you want to listen to the other two? The wonderful stories we have in those.
I guess it depends what you talk about.
Alright,
I like to
so
pick and choose.
it's very good, except for this 1 6-minute mark in the second
No,
podcast.
I've been told
that
this
you
is good.
skip over
Therefore,
this.
you
Skip
should.
Okay.
over it.
All right.
You should skip it. You'll know it once you hear it, and you want to skip over it. It's about 6 minutes long. Just skip it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
it's not for Nicolina.
Nicolina, tell your friends to listen to the podcast because we need more. We need more. We need more people listening to this.
I don't know if we're that desperate.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
Don't think I'm there yet.
yeah.
Now my
Are you
stream.
guys like? Wait, I actually have a question. Are you guys hoping to like make it big, or are you just doing this for
This
fun?
is for fun, but like, if one of our TikToks like pops off, and like,
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, TikTok is the way to go. We average about 250 views per TikTok, and one
Congrats.
of them will do well. That's all I'm gonna say. But
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
I think we're having fun just doing this, pretending to be like we know what we're doing when we really don't. If people
Yeah.
like it, then they like it, and I mean that's my opinion.
I think it's a fun time just talking about random shit. Cause why
We're
not,
enjoying
right?
ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you guys. Of course, we welcome back in the future. I don't know if you guys will want to come back in the future, but at some point,
Do we want them
course.
back in the future?
maybe not
Okay.
Tommy.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Tommy
really didn't
left
like
in the
to
middle.
talk.
It wasn't a great guess, but that's okay.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm the fun one. Tommy's just sort of there.
Yeah, Nicolina, do you want to replace Tommy in the Discord? Like
Sure.
you play Rocket League with Ricky. Tommy
Exactly.
comes on only for Joke Boat.
Yeah, we'll swap. We'll swap
There you go.
places. All right. Bye guys. It's been great.
Bye.
Thanks for joining
baby.
us.
Bye.
All right, guys, that brings us to the end of part 2 of episode 4. I hope you enjoyed this mainly sports part of the episode. We felt like the first part was very long, so splitting it up for both ourselves from a recording perspective as well as you guys from a listening perspective would just be much easier rather than listening to one long episode. So make sure you guys follow us on all our social media accounts on Twitter, which is Chatter Cheeky, Instagram Cheeky Chatter Pod, and on TikTok, which is Cheeky Chatter Podcast. You can listen to our podcast on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, among other smaller listening platforms. I hope you guys keep listening. We'll be back next week, of course, releasing episodes every Friday. Don't worry, we're looking into getting merch for those 4 other people that listen to our podcast. And we have another guest next week, which we're looking forward to, and I'm hoping you guys are as well. And that being said, as they say on the legendary show Wipeout and the Cheeky Chatter podcast, good night and big balls.
Big balls.